How you feeling? Me too. Me too. This is a solo episode, which we have not done in a minute. I kind of missed the solo episodes. I'll really get to get a lot of thoughts out and just kind of talk out loud. That's all this is. Just a little bit of talking out loud. Man, I'm so excited to be back in the watermelon room and getting some conversations going and bringing people in who, really have a story to tell. And it's cool to be able to connect with them on a level that supersedes just, normal, just like human interaction. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Sometimes you got to let your guard down a little bit, let the right things in. And you're going to learn that there will be times when these are just things that worked for me. Not all the same things that help me get through challenges or problems will help you. But I think it's worth a try, and it's cool to be able to just hear a different world that you've never been to. We all live like these like individualized lives, but it's like, part of like this bigger thing, makes you think about just like all the possibilities. Just think to yourself, like what is possible to you, There could be things like in your life that like you thought were impossible, and then you surprise yourself. I mean, think when you were a kid, you probably thought about, when you were going to be older, like adults, and you were like, man, like, I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. And then you end up doing something in your own lane or similar. And it's like, yeah, there's times when things feel impossible, but, you keep carving away at your craft and resonating with people around you that are like-minded and help you. They bring out like the best in you. You got some people, you got this group of people who bring out like this side of you, and then you got this group of people who kind of brings out this side of you, and you want to try and bring, the same energy every time, or you don't, right? Like, what do I know, dude? I mean, I try and give the things that are important to me the most energy, but it's hard to figure out what those things are, You got to make a list of them, and then the list gets like crazy long, and you're like, you got this list, and there's like 20 things on it that keep repeating, and there's times when you just got to hit that refresh, You got to give yourself the respect to refresh. Ooh, it's fire. The next album, respect to refresh. Sometimes you just need that refresh, that fresh start. I think people get so comfortable with like this idea that continues and travels with them of like what successful might be, and you really have to, question that sometimes. Like, what is when I had my mom on the podcast, go check that episode out right here somewhere. And, we really were, it's cool to be able to just like connect with somebody who you like really do understand. And it helps you, it just helps you connect with people on a different level, and I'm so grateful for the connections that I've made in my life. It's something that I am super proud of, and I'm always trying to build those, you know, just to start out as like little bridges, and then they become these, huge things. And we had a video shoot yesterday, and like the days leading up to it, I was a little bit flustered by the amount of things that you can, you know, create on social media itself to, to get either your music out or like your vision out, and I was feeling a little overwhelmed, but I had to sit and I spoke with a really good friend of mine, and she said, you just want to question, like, are you having fun? And like, it's really simple actually. And yeah, you really have to ask yourself, and there's going to be times where you're going to say no. And I know it sounds simple, but it's a great question to ask yourself every now and then. Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to put some of these pieces together, and get a bunch of cool people to just sit down and, an opportunity for me to get to understand what somebody else is going through. And I hope this has helped some of y'all in a way that maybe it could or couldn't do for me, you know? Um, just out here trying. I got a album coming out in a few months, so we're working on that. I mean, by the time you hear this, let's see here, probably a few, maybe a month or two out. Yeah, I'm gonna be got a pretty solid release plan, and just working with some of the guys from the team to try and get all of these pieces put together. I will not lie, it is a lot more than I don't know, maybe like what I thought an artist was going to be or going to require. But they end up just being just small challenges that you have to, figure out, that you have to get over, small little hills that you got to get over. And then sometimes, you meet a mountain and you come down a man. Jot that down. Put that in the memory book. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope all y'all are, figuring out yourselves and, you know, questioning if you're having fun. Just like understanding like what fun is, Like, what is your definition of fun? I mean, I would say my definition of fun is like being able to get to do something that you love as a profession. I mean, that's my version of fun. I mean, it changes as you get. I mean, like probably the 8-year-old me would have been like, put on some like rollerblades and go to like skate lane or something like that. But it's kind of changed. High school is like, going out with the boys, like to the mall or some shit. Yeah, it's always changing. I think that's the cool part too. It's like it helps you define it. It helps you make new bars for what fun is, And it's cool to be able to just like create your own fun, you know? And I think that's what it should be. But it proves a little bit tougher than the question itself. But we're able to set this little stage up here. Hit him with that high shot real quick. I mean, come on, dog. What are you doing? We got 6 cameras in here. Now it's cool to be able to really just like get the ideas out and the information that I have, to so many different levels. And yeah, I never thought anything like this was even possible. Back to the origination. First, what I thought was impossible is possible now. Done. What's my new version of impossible? And that'll be on the next one. All right. Thank y'all for joining me. Another solo little episode, you know what I mean? Put that one in the envelope and I stuck it under your door real quick, little stamp on there. I hope y'all are well, taking care of yourselves, treating yourselves with the utmost respect. And this is, say it at home. Respect the perspectives. Everything's gonna be all right.